Is my volume okay for everybody? Okay. Blessed Samhain, All Hallows Eve. Do you all try on the different names for this day and say them out loud and see what it invokes in you? I love doing that. If you haven't had a moment yet just to really say these words to yourself, this particular spell of this word to yourself, I invite it in. I love Samhain. I love saying Samhain, but what my ancestors really love when I say is All Hallows Eve. They love that one. Yeah. Do you say Halloween too? I like that one too. It brings forth a lot of childhood joy for me that can never be taken away. So much fun, so much pure joy, so much fun. I'm curious what you refer to this day as. Yeah. What energies you're weaving, what you're calling in, what you're bringing into our collective ceremony tonight. Feel free to use the chat throughout the evening. And if you have something to purify with, I invite it in. If you have a bundle, if you have your vervain and lavender and a charcoal, if you have a spray, holding up our sacred purifications in appreciation. Mine wants to play with my flame. How are you bringing in this energy of the purification? Is it just a rote, everyday thing you're doing, or is there something special tonight that you can feel as the veil is thin? Perhaps the smoke is a bit thicker. Perhaps you can feel your bundle being drawn into the flame in a new way. Just tuning into all of the communication that's present here. I'm feeling a lot of joy in mine, and a lot of laughter, and some simplicity. What the ancestors wanted me to begin with today for our Samhain dreaming is just a reminder that nobody's doing anything wrong. There's nothing being done wrong here. And when we do think we're doing something wrong, or when we have that sort of resistance that we're coming into, we just have to work right there where we are on bringing the love into that resistance, into that edge, into that moment. Because the kind of dreaming work that we can do on Samhain, the kind of death that we can merge with on Samhain, really requires a lightness of heart. A light heart. You're never doing anything wrong. We're all just experiencing this together. No one is better at this than you, and you aren't better at this than anybody else. We're just here with a light heart, just experiencing together. And when we start to have those sort of man-made suffering hierarchies and agendas on our magic, that's when the death can get scary, When the man-made suffering can come in, and the distortions of what death are, when those can come in, it's probably because we think we're doing something wrong. At least that's a gateway. So just tuning in and letting those go now with our purification, meeting any place we could be doing something wrong with our purification and letting that go. You're so accepted and you're so loved just as you are, sincerely right now, right here. Yeah, I just really want to thank all of you for being here and having the inspiration and the desire and also the capacity to show up right now. It's an honor to just weave with you all in these magical portals in a time of such suffering. And we've been saying this with our covens as we gather in times of such suffering. We've been saying this for how long? So long. So long. And the thing that I'm tuning into is it just feels more and more true. It's like the suffering in the world really does feel like it's getting more and more greater. There's a greater suffering, a greater suffering, a greater suffering. And what I would like for us to focus on in the dreaming today, in this high ceremonial work today, is the gift of the death, is the gift of the Samhain portal that comes every year, like a scheduled ego death for whether you want it or not, whether you signed up for it or not. Here it is. She's giving it to you. And there isn't one person on this planet that gets away from it. Here it is. And so she's showing up for it. She's giving it to us. And in all of the man-made suffering, the suffering's getting greater and greater, the dichotomy, the pull, the separation, the polarities. It's like, people that are turning towards love are finding more and more love. And people that are turning towards separation are finding more and more separation in vast quantities. When I say, and so happy to see you when the world's in so much suffering, sincerely, because to do this high ceremonial work right now, it takes a lot of capacity, it takes focus, it takes energy, it's hard work. And so thank you, each and every one of you, for being here and showing up, of course, for you and your family and just your passions, because you're all just beautiful, creative hearth fires, right? I know you just are passionate, but also for the world. You're showing up for the world right now. We're dreaming for the world tonight, right? We're dreaming for healing around the whole world tonight. A world that is so heavily infiltrated by distortion, and a world that is craving for leadership from people like you. Craving, craving, craving for their hearts to be held, to be softened, to not have to lie anymore, to not have to fight anymore. There's nothing that these souls want more than just to be loved. And so we're tuning into that dreaming this evening. The closer we get to death, the closer we get to love. And a love that is clear of distortions. Yeah. The more we align in the truth that is this planet that cycles rebirth after rebirth after rebirth. And for those of us on that conscious death path, we are choosing rebirth a lot more often than the average bear. But in this portal, everybody's experiencing one, whether they're choosing it or not. And so part of the dreaming, part of the prayer I have for this evening is to bring death into more of a conscious realm. Yeah. Is to bring death more into a conscious realm to help other people know that it's possible to choose death and not just have to be forced into it. Yeah. But it is possible to choose it. So as the world is hardening and it becomes more and more difficult to penetrate this truth, what do? We soften. So we don't do more and more work. We're not doing the work. It's not how hard can you work? How can you be A+ at this? No. Run from that energy right now, okay? You want to fall back and you want to soften, 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 Soften. So we soften into the earth, we soften into the death, we soften into our ancestors, we soften into the Fae, we soften into our heart, into our purpose, into our gifts, into our mission. Mhm. Mhm. Our dreaming is that of the mystery. The mystery cannot be killed beyond her will, right? Conscious death is a mystery. The mystery cannot be quantified. She cannot be qualified. She cannot be tamed. She is so fucking wild every second of the day. We can't capture her. And whenever we notice ourselves trying to capture her, we are inviting in distortion. And there can be a lot of beautiful ways to try to capture her. I fancy some myself, right? And it's playing with fire. It's playing with that one eternal flame. It's playing with that precious now. And when we're playing with something that's so close to the truth, the distortion is going to be right there with it because the distortion wants to be loved. So the closer we get to the truth, the love, the closer we're going to be in all of this distortion at the same time. The veil will be thin. The veil is so thin. So what does it mean when the veil's thin? It means death is right there, and all of the inorganic that can't wait to distort death is right there too. So it's haunted, and it's spooky, and it is demonic, and it is the brightest, most nurturing light of love. It's both of those things at the same time, right? We all know Samhain has a mist, right? It has a fog, it has a mist, it has a veil. And when the magic is creeping up from beneath the earth, all the things that are in the underworld are also going to creep up because they want to be kissed by the light. They want to be held. They want love. And that can look at like all sorts of things: attention, right? Affection, opportunity to display power. It can look like all sorts of things. But at the root of all of these desires and all of these impulses is sincerely just to be held. And so it's our witch's new year, because all of these aspects inside of us that just cannot wait to be held are coming out so we can see them. So we can give them to the earth. It's our new year. It's time for rebirth. It's our systematic, cyclical, earthen gift. You know, it's all of the distortion that we collected along the way. It's like, oh, I know that as soon as someone comes, I'll be able to release that. It's my new year. And I'm able to release it because Mother Earth says so. She says so. This is it. This is the day. This is the time. And you know, Samhain is much longer than just now. It carries on through the whole month of November and into December. And I think it feels very, very spooky right before winter solstice. That's when I get so charged up with all these new magnetic energies of creation. But it's spooky, you know? The veil is so thin for me. So we're just entering the veil being thin here and now. And so we're just churning our cauldrons. We're churning in the dreaming. What are we bringing forward into the healing of our whole planet? Yeah. So I can see Ellen of the Ways. She has been poking in all day long in my consciousness, and I invite her in now. I invite Ellen to take up as much space as she like. Oh, she's so tricky. If you if you don't know Ellen, she sneaks into my consciousness from behind my head. And so I can see her like come in, and she's a dark, shadowy reindeer woman. And she sneaks in, and she's here, and then she'll like dart forward, and she's like phew, and she leads the way in this lightning fast sort of light speed through all of these trees that appear, and I have to follow her. And so I invite her into this space, and see if you can sense Ellen of the Ways around you now. She is old. She's so freaking old. I can't even put a time on how old she is. Just she's old as dirt. She's magnificently old. Just inviting her in, tuning into her. See her lighting our path through this dark, winding forest. She is this portal key. She opens the forest up into those places that we know can lead us in a little bit deeper. She opens those up. She lifts the curtain. She lifts the veil. These are the portals to the other world. Yeah. Tuning into that. There's darkness and there's cold and there are bones. The other world. The other world. Yeah. I'm curious if you all have entered the other world recently and what that looks like for you. I'd love to know. Because for me, there's always this elephant graveyard portion. It's what I call the elephant graveyard. It's like, oh, I'm in the elephant graveyard. I'm surrounded by skeletons and skulls and bones and darkness, and it's kind of deserty before it turns into the more lush other world of Avalon and things like that. So right now we're just in this bone desert underworld. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, there's corpses, there's caves. It's where the dead go to actually die. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And can you see the ones tending the bones? The skulls of what once lived, the place where death goes to die. This is the healer for the healer, the place that death goes to die. Death being the ultimate healer, the place where death goes to die. And Ellen, she's leading us in. Mhm. So if you can feel the other world coming into your space, I invite you to respond to it in whichever way feels good for you. Yeah. I'm inviting it in. I'm feeling the goosebumps on my skin. I'm brushing her over my body. When we see the other world coming, it can be spooky. Okay? It can be spooky when we see it coming because all of the distortion can't wait to get in it and be loved. So before we actually reach that veil, okay, it can be spooky. We can feel it kind of tingling, crawling up us. It can be that weird sort of energy, and how we move through it as we soften. And if you don't have a sense at all of the other world, hanging right beneath you, beloved, just right there, okay? I invite you to just relaxing and softening and relaxing and softening. Leaning a little bit further back into your support, letting your jaw hang just slightly open. Mhm. And I'm calling each and every one of you in. I'm here to guide you, to hold your hand. Here we are, right on the other side of the veil. Just right there. If you turn around, you can see the light, you can see the exit. It's just right there, but we're just going to lean a little bit in, and there is the Callieach, and she is cackling. She is laughing like the Dickens. She is a crazy laughing witch, laughing, 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 giant, boisterous cackle. Her cackle shakes my body, it shakes my ribs, shakes my bones. And for someone who didn't know her, for someone who didn't adore her, it could be the kind of cackle that would laugh somebody right out of the space, right? Like, that's too uncomfortable for me. That's too loud for me. That sounds evil. I know, but this is the cackle of the goddess. It's quite different. I invite your cackle. If you have a cackle and you'd like to cackle with her, I'd like to howl with her, please bring it forward. Please invite that into the space. She is just giant. Look at this old hag, giant like the mountain. Ah. She's wondering if she can crawl up your bones. And yes, that sounds a little strange, but she'd like to be a spider. Yeah? Just weaving her web and crawling up your bones. She'd like for you to be able to feel bone deep, she says. Going so deeply inside of your body that you are bone deep. Hanging and dropping, your yoni is drooping. Drooping yoni lips, drooping breasts like the crone. Drooping, drooping like the Callieach. She is weaving into your bones. She's weaving the wisdom of nature. She says when she reaches your bones and you meet her there, you'll feel colder. There will be a cold breeze. You'll feel colder. Your skin will feel or respond like there's a cold breeze. Your nervous system will respond like you're getting a little bit chilly. So just sinking into that chill, inviting it forward. This is her medicine. She is this cold, blue-skinned old mountain hag. And she is so wonderful. Oldest ancestor. Anyone with Celtic, Gaelic ancestry, we descend from this mountain woman. This woman of thunder, this woman of lightning. And her and Elen of the Ways are dear friends. Dear friends. Mm-hmm. We're feeling bone deep. Mm-hmm. So the veil being thin means that we are that much closer to all of the active alchemy in the world. All that is healed, and all that is healed and dead is helping us to transform. Yeah. By softening and anchoring into what is real. And perhaps our bones are made of the oldest organic matter that we have in our body. Anchoring into what is real. We move into the dreaming by anchoring into what is real. Nothing is more real than the dreaming. That is life. That is our reality. That is how all things are birthed into form. And the dreaming that we're entering into now, beloved, this realm, this soft realm hanging just beneath you, just hanging there. This is the dreaming of the good things. This is where only good things are dreamed, all things dreamt in organic love. This is the dreaming where distortion cannot fit, so you have to love yourself so much. You have to trust yourself that there you are, you're right there, because this dreaming belongs to you. It is yours. Sincerely yours. And if your eyelids are closed, I invite you to peer into the one eye forming right in front of them. The eye of the dreaming, the eye of the present moment, the eye of death. I wanted to meet with you all so much later into the night because this is when our vision activates. This is when we can truly see in the dark. So if you'd like to keep your eyes closed, if you'd like to have your lights off, you can. Entering that much deeper into the dreaming. Yeah. That much deeper into the dreaming as you drop in and you look into that darkness. What is the first thing that appears there for you? The dreaming is an imaginal realm guided by the light of nature, guided by sound. It is where the Great Mother dreams us into life, and we are dreaming her right back. The Great Mother is interested in what we dream for her, just as we are interested in what she's dreaming for us. It is a reciprocity. It is a blessing. And the Callieach is holding up her candle flame right in front of her face with darkness surrounding her. And she's illuminating the crevices in her old, sagging face. She's illuminating her aging, her growing old. And she's inviting us to put into the cauldron our truth around the aging process, our truth around the sickness process, our truth around decay. Whatever your truth is in the moment, all parts of it, all parts of this truth, putting it in the cauldron. This is the cauldron that knows nothing but love, and it is alchemizing, it is transforming. It transforms by the spark of your purest truth that you offer right now. And she smiles, and she doesn't have any teeth. She's showing that she doesn't have any teeth, and she has lots of extra hanging skin. Her eye is just singular. It is one eye, and it is glowing bright. She offers a slight tone in your ear, a ringing, a pitch, a tone. And if you're available, she's asking for you to tune in for your own special message. Seems to be mostly in the right ear, whispering in, tuning your dial so subtly to that high pitch. uh-huh. Allowing her to inform you, beloved, and giving it all to Gaia. Opening your yoni wide and just pouring out all the fear down into the center of the earth. Activating your throat with your exhales. Your tongue is loose. Let us spiral into the center of our hearts, tuning in to just the surface of your heart. You can bring your hands to your heart now. The center of your palms are open, they're pulsing, and they're warm with healing, with love. Placing your palms so perfectly over the center of your heart. Your healing hands are just magnetized to that perfect place. And letting them lock in, rest exactly where they need to be. Inviting in the simple pleasure of feeling your own love. If you don't have a slight upward curl to your lips, just a little smile, I do invite one now. Smiling at your heart, and your heart is smiling back at you. And from this smile, we spiral inwards, watching as the Callieach cranks her big crank and you spiral into your heart. She's spiraling you down into the center, further still into the center, making the space you need to receive your presence in such a tender and holy temple in your body. How can you offer yourself the space and the liberation to be received in such a holy temple of your body? Giving any tension, any pain, any resistance, any grief, giving it to Gaia, just dropping it down into the earth and spiraling deeper inside, claiming this pure love that's yours. The love that dreams itself into being. You're dreaming it alive now. Calling it in, dreaming of it and touching it. Dreaming it alive and breathing yourself further into it, into that tiny, tiny space in the center of your heart. You are expanding within it. Noticing if your angel wings need any help poking out of the back, if your back heart needs a stretch, or if any movement is called forward to help you make this space for the dreaming of your heart. This is an actual physical alchemy happening in your body, Carbon is turning to crystal, and so our physiology responds, fighting whatever dance that could be, whatever subtle movement, whatever deeper peace would like to come and be here now. What does it look like? What does it feel like as you dream this love into being in your heart? Your heart is a muscle of dreaming. It's a muscle of love. Let the heart just hang. That tiny space in your heart that is the center of the temple, letting it just hang low into the dreaming. Drooping it, entering the other worlds. You're now sensing the other world completely, as if you don't have eyesight and you only have your fingertips to touch, your skin to sense distance. You have echolocation in this realm. Imagining that heart echolocation now as we all send love to each other. And that love is being sent even deeper inside of the portal, not out of our hearts, but deeper within. Let us watch as it does that. Echolocation moves us even deeper in. And you are dreaming how delightful this love can be, how full of pleasure this love can be, how much truth can be in this love, how much purpose can be in this love, simplicity and ease and grace can be in this love. And the Callieach is saying, focus on this light, beloved. Focus on this light. The one who holds the truth of this light can travel into any of the realms of the other world, any of the realms of the underworld, and not be swayed, but can merge. In order to merge with the shadows of this planet, to alchemize them, to know them so deeply that they remember themselves as love. Yeah. We have to operate from here. When the distortion is so high, when the war is so mighty, we operate from here, from this pure bliss. So dreaming what this pure bliss can be for you. What is it? Can you feel it? Taking a risk into this bliss. This is the kind of bliss that makes the fool. This is the kind of bliss that makes the crazy person walking down the street. Absolute bliss. It is safe to be in this bliss. It is so safe to be here in the center of the center of your heart, not doing anything wrong, but just being and knowing that this love is possible, that this love is natural, that this love is the love we were made with by our ancestors, and this is the love that we return to them in. This love here is a love that can move through any density. We operate from here. Whenever you're ready, I invite you to gift this love to your womb. Gifting it to your cervix, letting it slither down, slide down, melt down into your womb. And notice the felt sense of the love in the womb now. How does it shift from your heart into your womb? letting your womb know that it is okay to create with this high love. It's so invited to create with this high love, and you are just the person to do it. It's you. It's you. The sacred love is bathing your cervix, bathing your womb portal, casting out any of the distortions that gather in the womb because they want to be loved, right? All of the sexual trauma in the world that is coming to light right now, every woman can feel in her womb. Everyone. These are all of our children. We are the children of the Callieach, and today is a day to return to such knowing that we hold that powerful love, that innocence, that birthright, that physiological crystalline substance in our body, that plasma. It is ours to dream into the realm of bones, into the oldest matter on this planet that's in our body. It is ours to dream with the ancestors as they are dreaming us, to dream the Divine Mother as she is dreaming us. It is always a co-creation. And right now you are actively co-creating and feeling that honor of being one. The greatest alchemist. It's you, beloved. It's you. Taking a moment in our mind's eye to just scan the world, just to spin her with our fingertips, looking at her and all her crevices and her rivers and her oceans, and just our pure sight of witness that knowing she's not doing anything wrong, just our pure sight, our love, our meeting her. That is the dreaming. That is the dreaming that's covering the planet. That is the dreaming that any soul is invited to tap into this evening. Tuning into all the other high magical beings dead in the future, right now, that are dreaming with us this exact dream. Such harmony and such delight in not being alone in this love. May your beauty grow wild. May your this is from the Callieach, may your fingernails be long, may your nose be pointy, may your hair be wild, untamed, and free. And she's seeing each and every one of you right now with just one eye. This is your palace of dreaming. Not your third eye, she says. No, it's not your third eye. She says it's the one eye. And it's like this. She says it's this big across your whole face, and it's all connected here. One eye. And this eye, yes, this eye can see out the back of your head as well. It's the one eye. She's taking her fingertip. Invite you all to kiss your fingertip and anoint your one eye. Give her a kiss from the great mothers who are all dreaming us right now. We're dreaming back. We're going to stay in this dreaming. You're going to invite the smoke, whatever smoke you have here. If you have any plant medicine you'd like to take, inviting your friends into the dreaming, any specific ancestors. honoring the ancestors beneath you, above you, within you. Now is the time to invite your guides, your ancestors, specific friends, perhaps people that you have a hard time loving. This is a great opportunity to invite them into your beautiful, big, glowing heart. I'm feeling the ancestors growing. I'm feeling them entering. I'm feeling your family members entering. People in your homes, they're invited. All their souls are invited to feel this love, to feel this knowing. Calling in the parts of yourself that have a hard time feeling this knowing, just offering them in to the cauldron here. There's a song that's coming through. We can all sing it together. It's an easy one. As long as the ancestors keep the words that everybody knows. Talking to you guys. Yeah. Divine Mother, I hear you calling. Divine Mother, I taste your tears. Divine Mother, I hear your laughter. Divine Mother, dreaming through all these years. Divine Mother, I hear you calling. Divine Mother, I taste your tears. Divine Mother, I hear your laughter. Divine Mother, dreaming through all these years, dreaming through all these years. The Callieach spins you like an insect in her web. Ooh, spinning you into the bridal bed. Ooh, 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 And the whales, as the record keepers of death and rebirth alike, offering their heart tone to you, they invite you to sing in your heart with them. deep from in the center of your heart, this tone comes and it rings throughout the whole world. This tone is a vibration that rings throughout the whole world. When you're ready, we will sing the Song of the Whale, this medicine together here from the heart. And the whale, she is showing her one eye. Her one eye, she is showing us how she is so connected to that great hag, to the old, old one, the one that is old as dirt, the one that tends these veils. She's showing me all of her bones. The whale has so many bones. She's showing me each and every one, and she's showing me how she acts. From the center of her bones, there is a plasma. And this is the crystalline substance that our body alchemizes when we are in the center of our heart, when we are singing this tone of truth into the death portal when the veil is thin. The center of our bones. The oldest aspect of our organic form is opening up its hands today, is opening up its treasure chest and inviting you in. And this will be alive, and this cauldron will be churning. The deeper we go into winter, into her dreaming. And as you lay down to rest, as you close your eyes to continue this dreaming, I invite you to look into that blackness, to look into that darkness and see what is just there, what is just hanging right beneath you, beloved, because this is your dream. Whether you're conscious of it or not, this is what it is. And so the more you are looking at it, the more you're inviting it into your awareness, into your heart, into your conscious death, into your conscious dreaming, the more grace will be bestowed on those moments that the distortion is terrorizing you. Because that's the fact of the matter. There's no way around saying that, is that this distortion can be absolutely terrorizing. So when we are dreaming with this love, and it's right here, look into it, see what's there, bring it in, sing to it, actively dream with your heart with it. This is the dreaming that affects the entire world. What you see right here in that blackness right before you is that same blackness that others are dreaming into. There's only one flame. Yeah. There's one flame. And we're all sharing it. We're all a part of this bigger whole. So I'm going to invite you all back into the space. I'm going to Ellen of the Ways is not quite done. She just wants to wrap herself. She doesn't have arms. She says very specifically, I do not have arms. But she wants to wrap herself around you, similar to how the Callieach was wrapping you in her golden web. Ellen of the Ways wants to wrap herself around you like a blanket. like a weighted black blanket that's also translucent, also see-through. If you're available to receive her gift. Yeah. Kind of reminds me. It's a net. It's a netting. She's wrapping you in her womb netting. That's lovely. And I'm going to seal in here. I'm sealing in the portal. So if you have anything you'd like to take with you, now's the time. If you saw a fancy skull, right? Any shiny tools in the other world, it's time to take it along, grab it up. This particular portal will be closing here. Any aspects of you that you saw in the other world that you'd like to keep close by, bringing those along, calling all parts of yourself in here and now, into your body. Oh. And there is a sapphire jewel being offered to your third eye. Just being placed ever so slightly where you gave yourself that kiss. A sapphire jewel. The kiss from the other world is transforming into a tool, a sapphire jewel, as we exit the other world. And if you have any tones, any song, any vibration you'd like to just coat your body in, offer to your heart, offer to yourself. Wiggling your toes, your fingers. Noticing any, oh, I can feel it, any irritation. If there's any irritation here, giving that right back into Gaia. The irritation can come forward when we're exiting these portals or even when we're within them, because the distortion is right there on the edge, okay? So if you're feeling that as you're exiting back out, and just know what it is. Be like, oh, I see you, that's you. I'm not taking it personal. I'm just gonna continue on my way out. Yeah, it's just like, it's gonna be at the doorway. So you're just continuing on your way out, leaving it there, leaving it behind. Nothing's on you. None of it's yours. Don't take any of it personal. You're just continuing on your way out. You can even blow yourself clean if you want to. Like, and behind you. So I'd love to hear from people in the comments, or if you'd like to unmute, or if you have anything to add or prayer, it's definitely the time to share. Did anything come through for you? Yeah, I'm really glad to have met you all in the heart space this evening. And something that's coming through just wants to be reiterated is the death is the present moment. Yeah, so when we die, when we experience death, we are in the now. We're right here, right now. It's all one flame, right? It's just we're right here, right now when we're in the death. And so when the veil is thin, it means we're closer and closer and closer and closer to all parts of us being in the present moment. So the veil between the worlds means the veil between ourselves, right? The space in between ourselves is even thinner and thinner and thinner. So we're merging. Sometimes when we think about the other worlds, we think about them being somewhere like outside of us or something, right? But meaning that the veil is thin is that inside of us, the space, that the wound of separation, what's usually greater when the veil is thin is is smaller. We're closer to the love. We're closer to the death. We're closer to the present moment. Mhm. I love what Mandy's doing right now with her candle. Can we all bring our candles up and maybe we can end like that together because that was magnificent. Hmm. I'd love to look at all of you. You're so beautiful with your candles. And if you want to make eye contact with your sisters and just send them love from where you are right now, remember that that love being sent is actually going deeper inside of you. Yeah, so nice to see you. Happy New Year, witches. May peace be on earth.